Okay, so let's start the today's session. So today's topic is your response spectrum analysis. So up to this point, I completed the relay method and matrix method. Then after was your static method also. So now in this session, I will cover the topic your response spectrum. So basically, we can say this response spectrum is the process of calculating the response of the building in a graphical format. Okay, we can say through the response spectrum, we can say response spectrum is a plot of the peak or steady state response of a series of oscillators of of the natural frequencies. Okay, and these natural frequencies will occur due to the vibrations that can be uh, placed due to the earthquake. Okay, and these the resulting plot can then be used to pick off the response of any linear system. Okay, so to check this response we have to give the definition first, and another definition we have to provide the damping ratio or every and response reduction factors also, because if you don't provide these values, that means if you don't provide the damping ratio, that means this response will be infinite. That means if the earthquake will occur and structure will, if structure will start responding, yeah, or we can say if structure will start vibrating, then it will be remains in a vibrating condition always. Okay, that's why there will be a damping ratio to to see these responses. Okay, so that's why we have to provide a damping ratio when we do the analysis by manual or by the software. Okay, so let's start with a example. I will start with it. So, let me recreate the file, because with the name of response there was already a structure. Sometimes if there is a same file, then few parameters will overlap. That's why just provide, always provide a unique name to your project. Okay, so here I'm just going to show you an assignment. So basically this is a composite building. You can see it here. The topmost part of this structure is made of steel part. This is a truss structure. So here I will create only the concrete portion, and then I will assign the load and properties according to this project file. Okay, so first I have to read the dimension. So you can see the total height of the structure is 10.5 meter. So let me note down these values. So the height of the structure is 10.5 meter, and the division along the height is 1, 2, 3, 4. So first division is of 1.5, then next one is 3, 3 and 3. Okay. That is the first one is at a plinth level. Okay. Then the width of the structure is 6.2 meter and the division is 2. That means each division will be of 3.1 meter. And along the length, total value is 4, 4, 4, 12, then 18 meter. Okay, and divisions are 5, values are 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, that is the alternate
सर
value. Okay,
हमें
yeah.
थोड़ा सा आपकी तरफ से जब हेल्प चाहिए पहले हम लोग कैरियर गाइडेंस का प्रोग्राम करते हैं थर्ड ईयर डिप्लोमा सिविल के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए। तो आपके जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं रिगार्डिंग हायर एजुकेशन
I think someone's mic
Ansari
is
sir.
open.
तो
हाँ जी सर,
अगर
अंसारी
इनका
सर,
कोई
डू यू हैव एनी
कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर
क्वेश्चन?
अगर आप दे देंगे तो हम डायरेक्टली उनसे जो है तो लिंक शेयर करेंगे।
प्लीज कंटिन्यू सर।
ऐसा हो
Okay.
सकता है।
So so let's create the structure first. So we can use the structure wizard or we can create it through the grid method or translation repeat through anything. So there is a hint also to create a structure. We have, let me show you the hint also. Sorry. So here is the modeling hint. We can use the translational repeat, mirror, structure wizard or linear grid, anything. So it will be very easy to create this structure through the structure wizard method. Okay. So I will prefer to create it through the structure wizard. So under the structure wizard, go to the frame model and pick the bay frame. So length was 18 meters. So I will put the value 18 and division along the length was 5. So number of bays along the length will be 5. Then after we have to provide this value. Like first one was 4 bay. Then height was 10.5 and the division along the height was 4 here. First division was at a height of 1.5, then remaining were at a equal interval, that was 3. Width was 6.2 and division along the width were 2 and it was at equal intervals. That means each will be 3.1 and 3.1. So don't need to change it. Then click on apply. Your structure has been created. Now just transfer this model, the Stat Pro. Again, if it is required to create the composite building here, that means if it is necessary to create the steel structure, so we can create it through the structure wizard again through the truss model. Okay. So but here I want to do it only for the concrete structure. I will show you the result of the complete file also after completing this result. Okay, so then I will show you the complete file result also. Now come to the properties. So here the property is given is 400 mm by 400 mm. Okay, for both column and beam, and remaining properties for the steel structure, that is the pipe and ISA. So for the concrete, I will give the property through the define rectangular 0 by zero point 0.4 and assign this value to the view. Next is your support, and in the project you can see one more thing. Here they are using the beta angle, but this beta angle is was for only for the purlin and truss member. So in for the concrete structure, we don't need to use the beta angle here, but we have to create the rigid floor diaphragm. Okay, so how to create this rigid floor diaphragm and what is the use of the rigid diaphragm? Everything I will explain. Just wait. First, before applying the support, I will go to create the rigid floor diaphragm. Okay, so let me explain why we use this. Basically, we can say if we define a rigid floor diaphragm using the master slave or using the floor diaphragm, because when we use the floor diaphragm option, there will be two options. Let's see. First one will be your master slave and second will be your floor diaphragm. So we have to create a rigid floor diaphragm. That's why we will use the floor diaphragm option here. And if we use the master slave, that means we have to create a node here and we have to bound each node, each outer boundary nodes towards that particular master slave node. Okay. So I was explaining why we use it. We can just going. So let me explain it. So if we define a rigid flow diaphragm or a master slave using the flow diaphragm option in StatPro, then the entire floor is considered as a rigid body with no relative displacement. That means each and every node we can say will take displacement only along the x or z direction. Okay, it will not take any different displacement for each other nodes. You can say, let me explain one more very clearly. Like if we bound it here, that means all these nodes will take displacement when a lateral load will apply only in a only in same direction, either in x or either in z, and the value of the displacement for each node will be same. So how we create this flow diaphragm and how to assign it? So just see it. The first thing will be you have to provide the diaphragm number. Second, at which floor level you want to add it. So you have to add the height values also. Then after you have to define the floor range. Okay. So if you don't want to define the floor range here, in that condition you have to assign it manually. Okay, so let's see. So like first I want to create the flow diagram here, so the number will be 1, and here we have to provide the numbers only in the ascending order. You can't provide the number 3 then after 2 then and again at this after this 4. That means we have to provide these numbers in ascending order only. If I provide the diagram number, if I start with the 3, then the next will be your 4, 5, 6, 7. After giving the if I provide the number 3, then that means we can't give the flow diagram number 2 here. Okay, so just see, next will be your floor height. So the floor dive number 1, I want to assign it at height of 1.5 meter here. So just put the value 1.5. Okay, and select the define floor range and pick the select node option. If I select the select node, that means now I have to assign this value by selecting the nodes. Okay, but if I select the floor range, in that condition we have to set the floor range along the x engagement. That mean at which if I want to create the flow diagram only for a distance of 8 meter along the x-axis, not in the complete direction, then we have to provide the flow range also here. Okay, so here I will add it for the complete node. So I will select the select node option and click on the add. So diaphragm 1 has been created here. Now through the node cursor, I have to select all the nodes of level 1 and click on assign to the selected node option. Next will be click on the node again, come to the floor diaphragm. It will be floor diaphragm number 2. Height will be 3 plus 1.5. That means it will be 4.5. And here it is. Assign it to the selected. Next is next will be 7.5. So now come to the support, create it. It will be a fixed support and assign this support. Okay. Then come to the loading. So here we have to do the seismic analysis. That's why we have to give the definition first. So, but in this project, we can see we have to give a mass type of reference load. Okay. So in the static analysis, when I define the when I use this option of seismic definition, so there you can see. Let me show you. Yeah. So here, here in the seismic parameters, I provide the zone values, RF values, everything. Then after this, I create the float weight and self weight also. But here we have in this project we have to do it through the mass reference load. Okay, so basically this reference load will help you to create that to create the dead an envelope of the dead, live and mass load at a single time. Like in the static analysis, you can see in my last project आप लोगों ने देखा होगा कि I have to give the definition first. Then under the definition I define the floor weight along the gx, gy, gz, in both in all three directions. And then after in the load case details, again in the dead load I have to give the give this self weight along the xyz one more time, and even the even the floor load also. That means all these value was using uh, more than 2 to 3 times. Okay, so to overcome these problems, here I will give the value only once through the reference load, and whenever this type of load will be required, I just pick the reference load, and each floor load and self weight load, everything will be assigned. Okay, so through the reference load, this reference load will help you to reduce your work. Okay, so just see how I will define how I will give this reference load. So before giving any other load case like seismic or wind, I will give the reference load first. So select the reference load definition here, click on the add, then select the loading type as a none and provide the title name dead. I have to provide the dead. I have to define the dead load only once here, and then whenever it will be this dead load or live load will be required, I just pick the reference load number one or load number two according to the need, and then this load will be repeat. Okay, this is a kind of repeat load also. Okay, we can say it is a kind of repeat load also. So just see, I just provide the title dead and click on the add. Next one was your title live. Okay, and third one is your mass load. Okay, so here loading type should be changed to the mass, so you will get it mass here. Okay, and this is your R3 mass, so I will provide it the name as mass load and click on add. Close it. So you can see under the reference load definition I provide the name dead, live and mass. Now let's see the mass values. So first one is your dead load, and the dead load will be the self weight, and this is not a seismic load. That's why we have to provide the direction and factor also. Okay, that's why I will pick the value y is equal to -1 here and click on the add. Then read the project assignment again. So first is your self weight, so I assigned it. Second one is your wall load, and this wall load is due to the density of brick. Okay, wall load will consider, and the density of the brick is given 19.5. So let me calculate it. If the density of brick is given 19.5 and the height of the floor is of 3 meter, here you can see the height of the floor is 3 meter. So multiply 19.5 with 3, and if the wall thickness is of 0.23, then the load value will be 19.5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 0.23. It will be 13.455. So I will write it 13.5. Okay. So under the dead load, I have to add the brick wall load also, and it will be your member load. So just put the value minus 13.5 kilonewton per meter. Now after this, next is your live load. So here they you can see it here, it is written, please consider the live load reduction as per the IS code. Okay. So according to the IS code, I explained that we have to add 50% part of the live load. So I will change this value to the 50%, but in the mass load. Okay. So here in the live load, I have to put the complete value, full value of the live load. That will be your floor load, and the pressure value is -4, and the range will be from 0 to 10.5. That is the height of the structure, and click on the add. Now come to the mass load. But before that, defining the mass load, I will assign this value. So this will be along beam parallel to X and Z. That is your member load due to the wall, and self weight will be assigned to view. Now come to the mass. So this mass load will be the here I have to calculate the mass. That means we have to put the positive value only here. Okay. So first thing, and the mass of the structure will act along the all three directions. So this mass load will considered as a seismic also. So that's why I put this value according to the seismic load cases. That means direction X, then direction Y, and direction Z here. Okay. Then next thing will be your under the mass. You have to add the wall load also. So I just calculated it as a 13.5 kilonewton per meter. So I, through the member load, I will add it 13.5. This time the positive value because it is mass of the structure. Okay, and it will be first thing, it will act along the gx, then second will be gy, and last will be your gz. Okay. Now I have to add the live load also. Don't need to add live load here, but you know that under in the static analysis I explained, whenever we add the mass or floor weight in that condition, 50% part of the live load will act as a lump load. That is your dead load. That means 50% of the 4 will be 2, and it is written in your project also that please consider the live load reduction as per the IS code. That means when I use the mass reference load, we have to add the live load reduction as per the IS 1893 part 1 to 2016 code value. That means 50% part of the live load will work as a dead load. Okay, that's why here in the stat pro we have to add the mass value for the live load also. That will be your lump load. Okay, so click the mass load, click on the add again and come to the floor load. This time you have to put the value 2, that is the 50% part of the 50% of the live load, and the range is 10 point up to the 10.5 meter. First it will be along gx, then gy and gz. Now assign this value and this beam, that is your wall load, so it will be along x and z axis only. So we have to assign it to the selected beam only. Now so the reference load has been defined. Now whenever any floor load or dead load will require, just select the reference load. So how we will use this reference load. So just see in the definition of the seismic. So going to add the definition of the seismic. So first I have to select the Indian design code. That okay. Click on the generate. So it is for the IS 1893 2016 input. Okay. So according to the project, we have to select the zone 5, importance factor 1.5, response reduction factor is the 5, and the soil is here medium. Structure type is RC steel composite, but here we don't have the steel, so I will pick the RC MRF building. Okay, and damping is the 5%. Okay, so start with zone 5. So mostly response spectrum is done on the zone 5 also, like for your Himachal and other states. Okay, where the RF factor value will be 5 and the importance factor is 1.5. Soil type is the medium soil and the damping ratio is 5%. Click on the generate. Then after, you know, I add the floor load also, floor weight, but this time we will not add the floor load here. Okay, we will use the reference load, because when we here if I want to use the floor load, so first thing will be I would you have to provide the load pressure value here. Then after you have to give define the range, then you have to add it 3 times along the x-axis, then y, then z. But if I use the reference load, so you will see that here we have the mass load. Just select the mass load, click on this arrow and click on the add. So floor definition under the seismic is added. Okay, let me see it. Come to the seismic definition, add, just wait, generate zone 5 RF5 response, important building, soil medium, RCM RF building 5%, generate. Then click on add. Okay, after adding this, come to the reference load, select the mass and transfer it. Click on the add. So you can see the floor load has been added through the reference load. Okay, then close it. Now come to the wind definition. So here for the wind definition, we have the intensity versus height table. So I will add the wind definition according to that. So let's see what is the value. So we have the values for the height. For height 5 meter, we have the intensity value 1.05, and at a height of 10, intensity is 1.12. So I will add this value to that. First was 5, then second was 10-meter height, and last was at a height of 20. Okay, at that 5 it was 1.05, at the 10 it was 1.12, here it was 1.2, I think. Let me check it one more time. Yeah, 1.05, 1.12, and 1.2. Okay, and click on the add. Exposure factor will be 1, add, and assign it to the view. So wind and seismic definition has been defined. Now come to the load case details. So first, we have to give the earthquake. We have to give the seismic load here. So here, if you want to do the static plus dynamic both type of analysis, then you have to provide both parameters here. But if you want to add only the seismic analysis, then in that condition you can give the dead load or live load before the seismic load also. Okay, but if you want to do the static analysis, then you have to add the you have to add the seismic load before applying the dead or live load. So for this project, I will do the static and dynamic both type of analysis. So I will add the seismic load first. So select the seismic, and I want to add it for the earthquake along the x-axis. Click on the add, then earthquake along the z-axis, EQ, Z. Yeah. So, so let's see why I am adding it, because in this assignment they are asking for the static seismic load, and then static seismic load along the z-axis, then dead load, then live load. Then after they are asking to add the responsive spectrum analysis with the combination method of SRSS. Okay, so I will add the load case details according to your assignment. Okay, now next is your dead load. Then this next one is your live load. Then again it is seismic load, that is your response spectrum from x-axis. Then responsive spectrum Z. Okay. Wind load is along positive x, then negative x direction, then positive z and negative z direction. Okay. So responsive spectrum X, add it. Next one is your responsive spectrum. Z-axis, add it. Then after next one is our wind load. So wind load was along the four direction, positive x, then negative x, then positive z, negative. So load titles has been created. Now I will add the details. So first was your EQ static positive x. Okay, it earthquake static load and it was along the x-axis. So I will select the EQX and click on add. So here it will be your seismic. It will be along x direction. So click on add, close. EQZ. It will be your seismic load along the z direction. Add it. Then after you have to add dead load. So under the dead load, you have to add the self weight, then member load, and then after you have to add the floor load also. Same thing you have to add through the live load also, but I already defined the reference load. That's why here to here don't need add any type of don't need don't add any type of self or floor load. Okay, you just select the reference load. So how we will select it, just see, click on the DL, click on add. So here I already explained that reference load is a type of repeat load. That's why we will add the repeat load here, not the self weight. Just go to the repeat load. Under the repeat load, here you will get a reference load also. So just pick the R1 dead. So under the R1 dead, that was the reference load dead. I already defined the self weight and flow load direction and even the member load also. Okay, so don't need to add the self weight or member load here. Just come to the repeat load and select the reference load and select dead and add it here. Click on the add. So the dead load, you can see the member load arrow is available here. That means the reference load has been added. Now come to the live load, click on the add, and again under the live load I will use the reference load through the repeat option. Okay, so select the reference load. This time we have to add the live load. So select the live and click on the add it here. So you can see here. So still, if you have any doubt regards the reference load, then you can ask me. If you don't have any doubt, then I will continue here. I think it is clear to everyone when to use the reference load and what is the benefit of using this type of reference load. Because if this reference load, you don't need to add the dead, you don't need to create the dead load, member load, and floor load too many times. Just add this at a single time in the reference load, and whenever it will require, just use it through the repeat load. Okay, so come to the stat again. So next thing is your response spectrum analysis. So for the response spectrum analysis, we have many combination method like SRSS method and CQC method. Okay, But most of the time for the reinforcement concrete, RSS method is preferred to use it, and sometimes according to it depends upon the mode safe values also. If the mode safe are very closely spaced, then you have to use the CSM method also. You can use the CSM method also, and this software will suggest you when to use the SRS, SRSS or CSM method. So let's see where we will get these options. So come to the response spectrum X, click on the add and go to the response spectra here. So here we have first thing will be just select your seismic code. So I will select the IS 1893 2016 code. Then here it is the combination method. So there will be many other methods, CSM method, ABS method, that is the absolute sum method, quadratic square root method. Okay, so we have to use the SRSS, that will be your sum of square root. So I will pick the SRSS method as it is suggested, but it is asked for the, yeah. So under the assignment, you can see they are asking to use the SRSS method. Okay, so I will pick the SRSS method here. Okay, then your soil type was medium soil, so just select the medium soil and pick the direction x is equal to 1. Okay, because adding it along the x-axis. Sometimes we have to change this value also, we have to change the reaction factor also. So how to change it, uh, it will you will get it when I will analyze it. So from the output we will get the VB value, and according to the this VB value, that is the base year value, we have to calculate the direction factor value. Okay, so how we will calculate it, I will show you, just wait. So this is RSS, this is spectrum along the X has been added. Come to the response spectrum Z, click on the add, go to the response spectra, same, just pick the design code, combination method, soil type, and direction factor this time is 1. Click on add, then close. Now come to the WL positive X. So wind load, it is the positive X. Click on add. Next will be your factor will be -1. So it will be your negative X direction. Don't use the minus X here because it will add on the last wall, that will be your leeward direction. But if you want to change the wind direction, just put the factor value to the -1. Same for the Z. Let me. I think I just added in the same. And let me delete it. Yeah. So this one for the positive X, then come to the WX minus X. Click on add. Go to the wind load. Z factor value minus. Close it. Then WL plus Z. Then last minus Z. Mm, Let me edit it. Now it is correct. Now save your structure, save your file one more time. because I'm now going to analyze it. Okay. But before the analysis, let's see the. So here, first thing they are asking for the load combination as per the table 4 of the IS 800 code, because they were asked, the main focus for in this assignment was to do the steel analysis and all these things. That's why they are asking for the IS 800. But here we know we have the IS 456 code, so I will pick the I will pick the table 18 of the IS 456 code. Okay. So how to pick it? Come to the load case detail, click on the add, and come to the auto load combination, pick the IS 456 code. So you will know that for the IS 456 code, we have the table 18. So this table 18 will basically help you to select to create the envelopes. Okay, so through the table 18 we can select the envelope according to the serviceability check or for the strength check. Okay, click on the generate load. So this combination has been created here. So click on add and close it. So you can see there are many combination has been created. Okay. So envelope, basically we create the envelope to check the durability of the structure and to check the strength of the structure also. Okay, so strength, that mean condition just before the collapse. Okay, so to check the condition just before the collapse will be checked through the strength envelope, and the durability of the structure will be checked by the serviceability envelope. Okay, and to check it I have to open the table 18. Okay, so I'm going to open the table 18. Let me open it. Here it is the IS 456 2000 code, and search, just press the control F and type the table 18 here and search the table 18. So here it is the table form 18. Next, yes, yes, yeah. You can see the durability is for the serviceability. You can see it here, it is written here, adequate for the safety, serviceability, and durability. Okay, and for the condition before the, let me open the table 18 one. Yeah, so here is the table 18. So first is your limit state of collapse, that is for the strength check, and the second one is limit state of serviceability, that is the durability of the structure. Okay, and we have few comments methods also, like in case of for the limit state of strength check, the load combination will be like this. You can see value is greater than 1. Okay, but in case of limit state of serviceability check, you can see the load combination factor mostly are equal to 1 or less than 1. Okay, so in the stat pro we can add the load envelopes to the load envelope option. Okay, so to check the strength of the structure we have to provide the, we have to do the steel analysis, because under the steel analysis we have an option dj1 and dj2, that will be the node number where to check the strength. Okay, so whenever I do the steel design, we can add the, and when we will do the steel analysis, then we will do, we will add the load envelope. So here no need to add it here, not going to add it here, because as defining the dj1 and dj2 will occur in the steel design. So next thing was just add the soft story check. Okay, check story drift and soft story check. So story drift will be performed only for the static analysis. We can't check the story drift for the dynamic analysis. So here in our project, I add the static analysis. That means we can add the story drift here in the analysis part. So come to the analysis, go to the analysis command, click on all, add, and close it. Then go to the pre-analysis command, define option. Yeah, come to the post analysis. Huh? Here you will get the story drift or the wind load onto check it for the 0.25 and 0025. Next will be our story stiffness, joint displacement. Okay, let me come to the miscellaneous command, check soft story command. Okay, now you can we can use the load list also. That means for which type of load you are going to analyze it. So I just want to analyze it for the all load cases and load combinations. So don't need to add this load list. If you want to analyze it only for the load combinations, then or only for the load envelope. So in that condition, you can select the load envelopes also. So here I didn't define the load envelope, but if you want to check it for the load envelope also, load envelope only. So you have to select the load envelope, but you can see here it is blank because I didn't create any envelope here. Now going to analyze it, and when I will run the analysis, so most probably I will get one error, and I will explain. Sometimes we can't recognize what's the mean of the error type. Okay, so like here it is written, flow diaphragm can be defined only after support definition. So first thing it is saying, you have to add the flow diaphragm only after defining the support definition. So here in this project, I just create the flow diaphragm before the supports. That means first thing you have to change the flow diaphragm here. So just go to the utilities menu, then come to the command file and see the condition. So here support is defined after the flow diaphragm. That means I have to change the support position. Just select it and cut and paste it before the flow diaphragm. Now save it, yes, and run the analysis one more time. And most probably we will get one more error. So let's see which type of error we will get. Okay, so go to the analysis command and run the analysis. Yeah, still we are seeing one error. So let's see. This time you are seeing no reference load case of the type mass gravity dead load or live load is defined for mass modeling. Now you can see we already defined the mass, gravity, and dead load, live load, everything, but still software is saying no reference load case of this type of load case is defined. So this type of error is very difficult to recognize what we have done the wrong step. Which wrong step we have done, it will be very difficult to recognize. Okay, I know what is the problem, but whenever you do this type of analysis, if you get this type of errors, then it is very difficult. So just copy this type of errors and search it on the Google. You will get an link from the Bentley. Okay, so it is the company's Bentley. Here you will get the solution. Okay, sometimes if you are not able to recognize the mean of the error or warning, then you can search it, and through the communities.bentley.com, most of the time you will get the solution. I know what is the problem. It is the problem of reference load steps. That means I just after defining the flow diaphragm, I create the reference load. But in the StatPro, you have to give the reference load before the flow flow diaphragm definition. Okay, so in the StatPro guide, we don't have any type of instructions when to use any load and which type of load should be should define earlier or later. So that's why we can say it is a drawback of the software. So but this communities.bentley will support you every time. So whenever you get any type of error, you can search it on the communities.bentley. And even if you are not getting your answer, then you can ask or you can submit your queries here. Then a support team will guide you how to use it. That, like you can see here, this is a question by the Utsav Doshi. He posted this question on the 10th September 2019. The same problem which we are getting. He is saying that I cannot figure out where I am going wrong. I have defined the reference node. So here Mr. Sai is going to explain your the is here you can see the solution. Your reference load type mouse has been defined after the flow diaphragm. Please move the reference load type mouse before the flow diaphragm command. So here is the solution. Okay. So every time whenever you get these type of errors, if you don't know, just copy it and search it on the Bentley communities.bentley.com. So most of the time you will get the answer. Still, if you are not getting your answer, then you can type your question also through the sign in option. Just pick the sign in, you create your account here, and then you can type your questions here. Okay, so let's see how to change it. So come to the utilities and command file and search for the reference load. So here it is started. This reference load is just after the flow diaphragm. So just select the define reference load up to the end defines reference load. You can see it is written end definition, end define reference load. So just start from the define and select up to the end point, then cut it through the control X, then paste it just after the support and before the flow diaphragm. Okay, and save it. Now run the analysis one more time, and this time we didn't get any error, but we are getting 5 warnings. So let's see which type of warnings these are. Basically these will be your suggestions. Like it is saying that first is your, if this is a UBC IBC, then you have to give the tension compression. So here I'm not going I just do it for the Indian design code, then you can neglect it. Second one is some modes are very closely spaced, please use the CSM method. Okay, so that is also the suggestions, but in our assignment it was mentioned that we have to do the SRSS. That's why we will use, to avoid this type of warnings, you can change the combination method to the CSM also, so then this will be revoked. Okay, and one more thing you are getting for the load case 5 and 6, as it is the response spectrum load cases, story drift is not calculated. So That's good. I already explained for the dynamic analysis, we can't do the story drift. Okay. So first thing, go to the flow diaphragm. So when I click on the flow diaphragm, you are sitting saying it is a mass flow diaphragm. Now check the soft story. So you are getting the status okay. That means building is not going to be, there will be soft, there will be no soft story in your structure. That means it is safe due to the lateral load cases. And come to the base year and time period. So due to the static analysis, you will get the base year value here, and you will get the model based actions. This is the response of the structure due to the responsive spectrum analysis. You can see it, the response of the structure and the mass participation factor also here, and the total SRSS shear factors, ABC, all the shear factors also. You can see the output here. Check the peak stories here also. For the story 1, 2, 3, and 4, you will get the peak stories here also. It is along the Z axis here. You can check the soft story also. It is getting passed. You can't analyze it for the load case 5 and 6 because this is a your dynamic load cases. Okay. And then you can see the response of the structure in the post processing also. So this is as your dynamic analysis part. So through the dynamic mode, you can see the output here. Let me explain. So this dynamic response is basically your mode shape. So here, when you do the response spectrum, uh, you don't need to add the model shape by manual method, like in the model shape calculation method. When I do the eigen solution method, so there I add this mode shape command through the miscellaneous command. But here don't need to add this value. You can see it through. You can see that the mode shape values to the responsive spectrum also. So this is a mode shape one. So you can change the mode shape by selecting it here. So here you are seeing the total different six type of mode shape, and for different mode shape you can see the structures response. Okay. So up to this point, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me. After this, I will show you the complete structure which I created. Okay, so let me open the quick project. Just wait. Here. Yeah. So in the response factor method, I just provide the factor value 1, but sometimes uh, we have to change the structure's response value through the VB value. So how to change it? Let's see. For the directional factor, we have to use formula Z by 2 multiplied by I bar R. If the building structure is situated in the zone 5, so Z value will be 0.36, Z by 2, and I value is the 1.5. So when I calculate it, I will get the value 0.054. When I put this value 0.50 0.054, then Let me change this value. I have to reopen it. That means under the response spectrum load cases, you have to put the value 0.054 here and change it. Then after, same value will be put in the plot here. It will be same zone factor and same importance factor. Then analyze your structure one more time and view the output file. So here you are getting that mass model form will be used in the seismic response chemistry analysis. If any mass model is, let me see the exact value. Let me search it. This will be a type of warning, so I have to change this value. If we get this type of warning, that means the base year from response spectrum is less than base year VB, then we have to change this formula. That means in the output we will get the value, or we will get the multiplying factor. So if you will not get this warning, then don't need to change this data. Okay, so let me find out the this value. So it is written the base year value. Okay, so let me find the base year here. Press Control F and type base year and search it. Zero result found. That means we are not getting this type of warning here in your project. That means don't need to change this data. Okay. So here we are not getting this type of warning. But sometimes if you get this type of warning, let me check it. Yeah, we are getting it here. The base year from response spectrum is less than the base year calculated through the software, and the multiplying factor is 1.13681. That means now we have to change the factor value. That means 0.054 was calculated by the calculated by you, then multiply it with this factor which is calculated by the software. So this time I am getting this value to the 1.3681. That means 0.054 will be multiplied with the 1.3681, and then the output will be replaced in the, let me show you, in the direction factor. Here it is. That means you have to put the value 0.054 multiply by 1.3 something which I got from the software. Then you have to change it, and after this you will get the correct response of the structure. Is that clear to everyone? So if you don't have any question, then please practice this response spectrum analysis, and in the second half we will do the steel design for the transition tower, and also we will add the wind load for the transition tower, because here it will be a truss tower mode. That's mean how to change the when definition and parameters according to the other than building structures. So I will explain it in the second half.